Hey Leute, willkommen zurück zu Danganronpa. Wir haben einige Sachen herausgefunden. Über auch zum Beispiel Kyoko und naja, das wisst ihr eh schon, weil ihr die letzte Folge gesehen habt. Also machen wir einfach weiter, ohne zu recappen.
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Monokuma was a student here. Mukuro was a student here.
Right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules of the game. But why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case?
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? Ich glaube, es war eher andersrum. In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my
It's all
mind.
clear now.
Mukuro Ikosawa isn't the culprit. What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind through identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
In other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. He wants to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it definitely does seem possible, but if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well, then I believe our work is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if the key in the dojo really are connected.
Go.
Well, are you coming? Also Mukuro ist dann doch nicht der Culprit, was ich auch nicht denke, also die Schuldige. Ich glaube erst sie ist die Leiche. Hurry up and check the lockers. That's what we're here for after all. Also. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodlock keys just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the way we found the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of those lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodlock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Titanium arrows. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wetted up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
If it is, that means he must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape, okay. I think that's all the locker has to offer now for now. Something wrong?
Very strange.
Very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room? Or perhaps... Yeah? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir, you mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? How are we supposed to find out about that, Fleischbücherei? Isn't it obvious where in the school would you go to do research on something? Research? You're talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to. We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry up. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Yakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. And quickly returned with a file in hand. So now I need to talk to Yakuya. Da habe ich doch angeklickt.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schools can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times more. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tensions within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't a word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right, it said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of this team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. Oh, das Tattoo auf der Hand war ja auch irgendein Wolf. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... Ja, Fenrir ist ja auch der Wolf von Ragnarok. Mukuro ist aber das Profile. Ah, scheiße. Okay, aber okay, das Tattoo, das muss dann wirklich ihre Leiche gewesen sein.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial! So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later!
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. Kyoko ist mir immer noch am verdächtigsten, aber ich glaube aber auch nicht, dass sie die Leiche ist. Das wäre irgendwie verdammt nochmal lame. Ich meine, sie ist so ein cooler Charakter, sie ist ja fast schon wieder Hauptcharakter. Hä, wo ist sie? Sie ist auch nicht mal da? Wow, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you? What, are you jealous?
Hey!
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second, he could show up at any time. When I imagined that was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself, but... what? We stood there for 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen. and then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet? Weil eigentlich noch nicht alle da sind.
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... or what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
In other words...
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree, it's a violation. I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. Oh, das ist Kyoko, wa? When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey.
I'm here and no rule's been broken. Wo war sie? Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at a class trial. We need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But if it's okay that there's no particular penalty for being late.
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. Yeah, I'll make sure you're... No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Was war das für ein Geräusch? Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko? So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. He's right. Now we've got to deal with a ghost. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you?
Correct.
So... I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. Second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed this announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now, I finished my search and came back down. Just in time to hear the class trial announcement. It took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes
Wrong.
to? Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in this school. Oh, okay. What? Kyoko's account is managed to... Also, den Schlüssel, wo sie geklaut hat, kann man quasi alle Türen ausschließen. Das müssen wir uns auf jeden Fall merken. Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. Scheiße. The door slits shut. Genau gleich wie beim letzten Mal. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. Ugh! It was the blinding light of despair. Oh Gott, was ist hier passiert?
I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. Oh, nicht wirklich. The time for pointless jokes and chaps has passed.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Let's get on with the show! And saw the curtain open for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Ja. So lange war das aber echt nicht, ja. Set skills. Increase the focus gauge by 2. Ach so, okay, die Sterne wahrscheinlich, okay. There's a time limit for each phrase. Cool and composed. Steadies to aim a bit. Neutral liberation. Okay, das habe ich schon. Ja doch, ich bin eigentlich so zufrieden sogar.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Sie ist da.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
Ey, der ist so dumm, ne?
No, that's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because
Der Geistermaus.
she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Ey, ohne Scheiß, ne? Also, er labert echt so einen Mist.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has to use Kyoko's piercing glare, yeah. Kyoko's gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh! You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse is Kyoko. If I can prove why, we're gonna be stuck here, and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to start a non-stop debate, huh? Oh Gott. Aber das Tattoo wahrscheinlich.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Ah ja, okay, hier. The body isn't Kyoko.
But Kyoko... Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Was? What's wrong? Did I say something weird? Yeah, hast du.
Shoot!
You need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction there somewhere.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Was mache ich denn?
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Ach so, ich muss das
They got
übernehmen.
burnt up
In the explosion.
Then she was wearing.
Well, yeah, because that corpse is... This entire
Ah, ich
discussion is
bin doof.
idiotic.
Okay, ich muss es übernehmen von Asahina.
That Kyoko... Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up
Ach komm,
She was wearing...
Well, yeah, because that corpse is... This entire discussion is idiotic.
ist doch behindert. Ich will das doch nur Ding übertragen.
Kyoko... Okay.
Then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Was?
Shoot!
Hey, was? Ich verstehe das gar nicht.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Ja, okay, es hat auch keinen Sinn gemacht. Ich muss halt alles probieren, weil ich habe keine Ahnung. Hä? Ich verstehe das gerade gar nicht mehr. Was ist hier los?
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Das ist Joker, now I can prove it. Aber wie?
That Kyoko there is...
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Ja. Ich will like anything.
Shoot!
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Ach, warte, vielleicht die
Well,
Nägel.
yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Ja, das macht natürlich
No,
Sinn.
that's wrong!
Weißt du,
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
ich weiß schon, dass du mit diesen Nägeln keine Handschuhe tragen kannst. Ja, aber das Ding ist, sie hatten literally als eine Truth Bullet die Analyse des Körpers. Bevor, achso, jetzt ist mir gerade das aufgefallen, dass die Analyse der explodierenden Leiche war. Nicht die der... Ich hab's verwechselt. Ich habe gedacht, das wäre die Analyse der Leiche, bevor sie explodiert ist. Ach, ich bin... Ja, ich hab's verwechselt.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Ach Gott.
I
bin ich tot.
imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Aber ohne Scheiß. Only who have to identify the victim. Everything starts from here. Hey, komm, müssen das immer Dinger sein. Nummer 3.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Warte, wir können es hier machen.
If Kyoko really... Then who died?
There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face was scorched and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
Okay, Leute, würde ich sagen, dass wir uns hier beim nächsten Mal bei Danganronpa im Class Trial Nummer 5 und ciao.